Hey, future mural artists, do we have a journey ahead of us, filled with research, sketches, collaboration, but then ending with the wonderful reward of getting to share with the world our finalized mural project. The part of this mural process we are at is the brainstorming and research stage, so coming up with our ideas. So in this podcast, I wanted to introduce you to one of mural that I find respectful and had a really great meaning behind it. The goal of this lesson is for you to identify the basic factual information about the wall and understand its meaning. So in watching this, and looking at the pictures and the images I provide for you, be able to learn and recognize the history, who is on this wall. And some you may recognize and some you may not. I just also would like you to learn about a couple of the people that they decided to put on this wall. So first you may ask, what was the wall of respect? But first, I need to tell you guys a little history lesson. So in the 1920s, there was a black arts movement. It was a culture flourishing involving an association of African American visual artists, writers, poets, playwrights, and musicians. The movement lasted until about the mid-late 1970s. The movement's artists united by desiring to create art that reflected and addressed the particular experiences and sensibilities of Black Americans. And as writer Larry Neal articulated in his Emunal 1968 essay, The Black Arts Movement envisions an art that speaks directly to the needs and aspirations of Black America. So out of this movement evolved the Wall of Respect. It is a product of the Visual Art Division of OBAC, exemplified some of the most fundamental principles of the Black Arts Movement. Not only did the mural project place art literally on the level of the street, but it displayed Black heroes constituted to decisive affirmation of a rich African American culture, very intellectual and political. The public mural united the artists within the community, so people began becoming curious and wanted to update on the construction and be part of the experience. So after the wall was finished, it also became a monumental spot where people would come and do theatrical street performances. So with this podcast, I wanted to introduce you to the wall and now explore with you a couple of the historical figures placed on the wall. So while listening and looking at these images of the people I talked to you about, I want you to start relating your own thoughts by thinking about your heroes. So if you could do the same concept to represent your culture and honor someone in it, who would it be? Why are they your hero? What earns them that right to be up on that wall? So I'm going to show you two of them. And the first one, he is in the bottom corner on the right side. His name is W.E. Du Bois, sociologist, author, editor, and activist. He was one of the widely thought to be the most important Black protester leader in the United States in the first half of the 20th century. Du Bois helped launch the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. The NAACP is now what it's called, and was an early advocate of Pan-Africanism, a belief that all peoples of African descent should unite in their struggle for freedom. In his 1903 book, The Souls of Black Folk, he attacked the views of Booker T. Washington, who encouraged accommodations as a strategy for African Americans, and thus aligned himself with the radical tradition of Black activism. So he was one of the people that is up on this wall. The second one I'm going to talk about is Eric Dolphy, woodwind musician, so kind of a different take and totally different activist or important person that they decided to put on this wall. It wasn't one specific area. He was trained on the oboe, clarinet, flute, and alto saxophone. Dolphy established a bass clarinet as a viable solo instrument in jazz and proved a major influence on free jazz, an approach to improvisations and liberated music from present harmonies and timekeeping patterns. Dolphy's best-known work is in the 1964 recording Out to Lunch. So I want you guys to look at this. Look at the wall of respect and see the people that have been placed on this wall. And as I said before, think about maybe the people that you decide in your mind who are your heroes. And if we were to do this in our classroom and put it up on a wall and decided to do this for our subject of our mural, I would like you guys to think about that and bring that to class tomorrow. And then we can discuss it and see if the meaning behind it is what direction we want our class to go. So thank you for listening and hope you learned some information. If there is a website on the Wall of Respect, so you can Google it and they will direct you to even more information. And some of the images I provided were from that site directly. Have a good day. Take care.